The ongoing violence in Syria has taken a devastating turn, with more than 1,000 people now confirmed dead in what is being described as one of the deadliest acts in the country's prolonged conflict. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, based in the UK, the fatalities include at least 745 civilians, 125 members of the government security forces, and 148 militants aligned with former President Bashar al-Assad's forces. The clashes erupted on Thursday when Syrian security forces confronted armed supporters of the ousted Assad regime. What began as localized fighting quickly spiraled into a large-scale battle, with government forces and insurgents engaging in brutal street-to-street combat. 2 days of relentless bloodshed have left entire communities shattered, and in many areas, power and water services have been disrupted, exacerbating the already dire humanitarian crisis. To understand how Syria reached this deadly tipping point, we need to look back at the events the past few months. It has been 3 months since the government in Damascus changed hands following the removal of Bashar al-Assad. The transition of power was expected to bring some stability, but remnants of Assad's loyalist forces have continued to launch attacks, challenging the new leadership. The Syrian government has blamed the latest violence on these insurgent groups, claiming that security forces were merely responding to ongoing threats. However, the reality on the ground suggests a far more complex and volatile situation. The bloodshed did not stop with the clashes. On Friday, a wave of revenge killings swept across several regions, further deepening the crisis. Armed Sunni Muslim groups, loyal to the new government, launched targeted attacks against members of the Alawite sect, Assad's minority religious group. Reports indicate that Alawite men were dragged from their homes and executed in the streets. Eyewitnesses have recounted horrific scenes of gunmen going door to door, shooting civilians at point-blank range, looting homes, and setting entire neighborhoods ablaze. The Associated Press has spoken to residents in the coastal region of Latakia, a historically Alawite stronghold, who described a terrifying ordeal. Many have fled their homes seeking refuge in hiding places, fearing for their lives. The revenge killings mark a significant escalation in sectarian violence, with the deep-seated animosity between Sunni and Alawite factions now manifesting in open, brutal conflict. As the violence escalates, the humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate. Large swaths of Syria are now without basic services, with thousands of people displaced and seeking safety in an already war-torn nation. Aid organizations are struggling to reach affected areas due to ongoing security threats. The international community has responded with alarm. The United Nations has called for an immediate cessation of violence and has urged all factions to come to the negotiation table. However, diplomatic efforts remain stalled, and fears are growing that Syria is on the brink of another prolonged period of war.